Good morning everyone. Here I am to discuss about food preservation. So here are the learning content 12. Objectives: trace how food preservation is started. Number 2, discuss the importance of food preservation. 3, describe the different methods of food preservation. 4, familiarize with the principles of food preservation. Lastly, explain the role of packaging food preservation. So, what is food preservation? Knowing how to preserve food has been essential throughout our history as humans. Consider that before the advent of refrigeration, which was originally devised in the 18th century but was not perfected and widespread until the 20th century, most of civilization had to make do without refrigeration and freezing. So, the importance of food preservation. Food preservation refers to the processes you use to prepare food for safe, long-term storage, whether you plan to use it at home, for prep in commercial, kitchen, or to sell directly to consumers. So there are 3 reasons why food preservation is important. First, to minimize pathogenic bacteria. Food in long-term storage is at serious risk of spoilage due to bacteria such as coli, salmonella, and other pathogens. So second one, to keep food at its best quality. Food deteriorates over time due to spoilage. In many cases, mild spoilage doesn't make food unsafe to eat, but it significantly affects its taste, texture, and appearance. Lastly, to save money. Waste is costly both at home and in a commercial setting. So, common methods of food preservation. So, first one is chilling. Although refrigeration is a basic storage method nowadays, it was once a luxury. Storing food at a low temperature is the simplest and often safest way to store many types of food, as the food you plan to chill usually requires minimal preparation or it's already done for you. So next is freezing. If stored properly, frozen food can last for months. In fact, because bacteria cannot grow when frozen food you keep in the freezer can remain safe to eat for almost indefinite periods of time. So sugaring. Preserving food in a high sugar environment stops bacterial growth by reducing the food's water content. So you may use sugaring to preserve foods such as fruit, vegetables, certain fish, and meat. So next is salting. Similar to sugaring, salt draws water out of food and stops bacterial growth. In high concentrations, it can even destroy bacteria cells, although by this point, the food is likely unappetizing. There are 2 forms of salting: dry curing and wet curing. So next is canning. Keeping food cans significantly extends its lifespan, but only if done correctly. The canning process preserves food by removing oxygen through in an airtight seal and containing food in an acidic, sugary, or salty environment where bacteria cannot thrive. Next is vacuum packing. Similar to canning, vacuum packing deprives bacteria of oxygen by creating an airtight atmosphere. Vacuum packing also has value as a preservation method because it preserves the quality without the need for other ingredients, unlike canning. So other methods. So here are the other methods. Immersion in alcohol. Like salt and sugar, alcohol draws water out of food, inhibiting microbe growth. You can submerge small amounts of food completely in the hard liquor of your choice and they will store almost indefinitely. Vinegar pickling. Microbes can survive in a high acid environment, so vinegar can be used for food preservation without heating or canning. Next, immersion in olive oil. This home food preservation method is very common in some parts of Europe, but it is not one I recommended for the inexperienced home food preserver. Food is immersed in oil, locking out the air to preserve it. So, what is food packaging? In a competitive landscape like the food industry, it is important to get the packaging right. This isn't just for practicality, but to keep a competitive edge on busy supermarket shelves. Whether it's your favorite chocolate or those free-time snacks, it is the packaging that attracts you first. Therefore, it is important to know the right packaging types and to follow the latest packaging trends to stay competitive. So why is food packaging so important? Packaging preserves food quality as well as attracts customers. Most customers are likely to judge the food quality from the package. So protection. Packaging companies design a unique package that can be ideal for the type of food. Companies conduct a lot of research to get the best ideas for useful packages that can protect the product from chemical reactions, light, and dust. Transportation. There are diverse types of food packaging around us, from cans, bags, and boxes to bottles. The food products are packed in these containers so that they remain safe during transportation. So, influencing consumer purchasing habits. The colors and style of your food packaging play a vital role in influencing the consumer's buying decision. After all, the brain reacts to colors in different ways. So choose your packaging colors wisely. For example, white packaging conveys simplicity and purity, making them great for dairy products. Next, making your brand stand out. There are hundreds of products on the shelves of supermarkets, so your product should capture a customer's attention. Packaging helps with this as it differentiates your brand from similar products on the same shelf. So how to choose the right food packaging? Which packaging goes well with your products? Well, there are many types to choose, from glass, paper, corrugated to plastic. You need to ponder over 2 key points while determining the right food packaging. The packaging should keep your specific food product safe. It should catch the customer eye. Being a savvy business, you want your food packaging right for environment and waste management practices as well. But the harsh truth is a packaging material doesn't tick all these boxes. After all, they vary by certain properties which are determined by the first one is material, the second one design, third one the type of food being packaged, the fourth one shelf life, the fifth one environmental condition, verse 6 is of use, 7 disposal, lastly cost related to production and distribution. Here are some traits of major food packaging products. The first one is food packaging types. Food packaging serves many purposes, from protecting the food to creating portion size to offer information on the product. The second one is aseptic processing. This is for foods that are sterile and are to be maintained sterile. These items include liquid eggs, milk, and milk product drinks, along with other foods that are processed and need to be preserved for longer periods of time. The third one is trays. This is mostly self-explanatory. Trays are what meats, plant seeds, and drinks can be carried in. They are mostly flat with raised edges to keep the product in place, and are made of various materials such as paperboard. The fourth one is bags. Like trays, bags are a common form of food packaging. most commonly known as bag snacks like chips, pretzels, and fruits, apples, and potatoes. Bagging separates the food from the environment, namely the air. The fifth one is boxes, are used for the easiest form of transportation of a food product. Most common materials found in boxes are metal, corrugated fiberboard, and wood. Frozen pizzas, cereals, and snack crackers are examples of foods packaged in boxes. The six cans are also an excellent way of preserving and transporting foods. Most cans are made of steel or other thin metal, then found in stores as well as glass jars when foods are canned in at home.
The next one is cartons. Boxes and cartons are oftentimes interchangeable. Like boxes, cartons are also made out of corrugated fiberboard and are used for transporting food. The next is flexible packaging. Similar to bags, flexible packaging protects the food from the environment and create an adequate means of transporting foods. Bag salad is a common food found in flexible packaging. Pallets are used for mass transportation of a product. Boxes of the product are placed and stacked on the pallet, then wrapped to secure and decrease food movement. Wrappers used for individuals' items. Wrappers provide protection between the food and the environment or the food in a person's hands. Candy bars are most commonly thought of. Next topic, other types of packaging. Bottles, rigid containers consisting of a round neck, relatively smaller than the body of the bottle and with an opening where there is a cup to keep the product contained inside. The body section can be round, oval, square, oblong, or a combination of them. Next, jars. Rigid containers consisting of a round neck with a diameter similar to that of the body diameter and with a relatively large opening capable of supporting a lid to keep the product inside. The section of the body is usually round or square. Doy pack. Flexible containers designed so that the base allows them to be held in an upright position, both filled and empty. They usually incorporate two-side longitudinal welds and another one in the upper part. Next, peelable packages. Packaging consisting of a tube sealed with a film in the upper part so that the product contained inside is perfectly insulated from the outside environment. Nets, containers formed by cross plastic threads creating a regular pattern. They are used to contain product inside, mainly to carry or transport them, since the product is not isolated from the outside environment. These are the latest trends in food packaging. It is important to know the trends in food packaging as the industry is highly competitive and dynamic. You can give your product an edge by incorporating these trends into your packaging. Minimal designs. This trend is present everywhere, from book covers to road signage. Take a break from your big typeface and cluttered designs. The next is bold colors. Bold colors are in vogue in food packaging. Besides attracting the customer's attention, they go well with the design layout. Protein bars are the finest example of this trend. Next, fine print becomes big. It looks and shows your credibility to the customers. Being creative with shape. Imagine a watermelon juice packaging in the slice of melon. If you sell herbal products like aloe vera, why not sell it in an aloe leaf shaped container? Functional packaging. Dunkin' Donuts has introduced a coffee cup top that is designed to carry the sugar and cream along with some extra coffee. The next topic that we will discuss is all about the functions of sugar. Here are the learning content of functions of sugar. One is discuss the functions of sugar. Second, define sweeteners and its types. Third, name kinds of sweeteners and their functions in cooking. And the last, familiarize with the principles in candy making. Sugars are widespread in nature and are the building blocks of carbohydrates. Sugar is naturally found in many foods, including milk, grains, fruit, and vegetables. The sugar found in these foods provides an important fuel source. Certain tissues in the body, such as the brain and red blood cells, exclusively use sugar for energy. Furthermore, these carbohydrate-rich foods provide a variety of other nutrients such as fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Sweeteners. Sweeteners are prolific, found in everything from candy to cracker soups and salad dressings. The sugars and sweeteners listed below come from naturally occurring sources. However, in some circumstances, a great deal of refinement may occur to form the final product, table sugar. Table sugar is made of type of sugar called sucrose and is regularly produced from beets or sugarcane. Sucrose is composed of the two simple sugars, glucose and fructose. Molasses. Molasses is formed during the production of table sugar. It is the heavy dark liquid portion remaining after sugar is extracted from beet or sugarcane through crystallization. Honey. Honey is produced by honeybees, formed from nectar, and is composed primarily of sucrose. It has antimicrobial properties and can be a good source of antioxidants. Maple syrup. Maple syrup is made by cooking down the sap from maple trees. Agave nectar is not truly a nectar, but is actually made from the heart or base of the agave plant. The next is corn syrup. Corn syrup is a glucose derivative of cornstarch, popular in the brewing, canning, and baking industries because it lends texture and body to these types of products. Artificial sweeteners and sugar substitutes. These are food additives that are sweet yet contain significantly less calories than sugar. These substitutes may be derived from natural or synthetic sources. Naturally occurring sugar substitutes include stevia and sugar alcohols. Saccharin. Saccharin developed in 1878. Saccharin is a coal tar derivative that is approximately 200 to 700 times sweeter than sucrose. Aspartame is composed of two naturally occurring amino acids or the building blocks of protein, phenylalanine and aspartate. Aspartame has a flavor similar to sucrose and also functions as a taste intensifier and enhancer. Acesulfur K is similar to aspartame in sweetening power but holds up better to heat and costs less. Sucralose, approved by the FDA in 1998. Sucralose is the only alternative sweetener made from sugar. Sucralose is derived from sugar through a patented multi-step process that creates an extremely stable substance unable to be absorbed by the human body, hence contributing almost no calories. Neotame is 7,000 to 13,000 times sweeter than sugar. Neotame contains phenylalanine. However, the product is used in such small amounts that is negligible in the body. Currently, neotame is rarely used in food. Advantage: this sweetener is chemically similar to aspartame and it contains phenylalanine. However, unlike aspartame, foods with this sweetener are not required to carry a warning label for people with phenylketonuria.
Xylamates are 30 times sweeter than sugar, leave little aftertaste, and are heat stable. Xylamates was banned in the US in 1970 after a study where it was fed to rats in combination with saccharin complicated it as a possible cancer-causing agent. Sugar alcohols are sometimes used as a substitute for sucrose. Mannitol, sorbitol, and maltitol are all sugar alcohols that occur naturally in fruits. Xylitol is a normal intermediate product in the metabolism of carbohydrates in fruits and vegetables. Stevia is 25 times sweeter than sucrose. It is processed from a compound found in the leaf of the stevia plant. Stevia has a bitter taste when consumed in high quantities and is shelf-stable when dry. It is approved for use in various food products including cereals, beverages, and energy bars. Candy making reminders for candy making. Common candy ingredients. There are two main factors that affect the taste of your candy: the ingredients you use and the procedure you follow. By educating yourself about common candy ingredients such as chocolates and sugar, and by selecting the best ingredients you can find, you will go a long way toward ensuring successful, delicious candy. Working with sugar. There is nothing terribly mysterious or complicated about making candy, but if you are new to the world of confectionery, you might find some of recipe instruction confusing. To make these recipes, you will either need a candy thermometer or will need to be familiar with the cold water method or temperature checking. Working with chocolate. After sugar, chocolate is probably the most common candy ingredients, so it is important to know how to successfully work with chocolate. You'll need to properly perform the most common chocolate task from chopping to melting to tempering. Equipment for making candy. In general, candy making does not require much in the way of specialized equipment. Many candies can be made using basic kitchen tools that most people already possess. Candy making stage. The water candy test. As the sugar syrup is cooked, water boils away. The sugar concentration increases and the temperature rises. The highest temperature that the sugar syrup reaches tells you what the syrup will be like when it cools. This is the thread stage. 23 Celsius 23 Celsius Fahrenheit to 230 degree Fahrenheit to 235 degree Fahrenheit. Sugar concentration 80%. At this relatively low, number 1 softball stage 235 degree Fahrenheit to 240 degree Fahrenheit. Sugar concentration is 85%. A firm ball stage 245 degree Fahrenheit to 250 degree Fahrenheit. Sugar concentration is 85%. Hardball stage 250 degree Fahrenheit to 265 degree Fahrenheit. Sugar concentration is 92%. Soft crack stage 250 degree Fahrenheit to 290 degree Fahrenheit. Sugar concentration is 95%. Hard crack stage 300 degree Fahrenheit to 310 degree Fahrenheit. Sugar concentration is 99%. Caramelizing stage clear liquid stage 320 degree Fahrenheit. Sugar concentration is 100%. Brown liquid stage 338 degree Fahrenheit. Sugar concentration is 100%. Burnt sugar stage 350 degree Fahrenheit. Sugar concentration is 100%. The next topic is hazard to food safety. Learning content 15. Learning objectives. Upon completion of the lesson, the learners are expected to recognize the different kitchen hazards, acquaint with the different hazards to save the food safety and prevent this hazard to happen in the kitchen during operation. Types of hazards in the kitchen. Biological hazards may be produced by pathogens found in food. It may occur naturally in plants and animals. Chemical hazards can come from a variety of substances normally found in the establishments, including pesticides, toxics, metals, and cleaning products. Physical hazards result from accidental infusion of foreign objects into food, such as glass, fragments, species of metals, plastics, fingernails, staples from cartons, and metals shaving from cans. Some points to consider against these hazards. Make sure chemicals and pesticides are steered away from food. Immediately take them away from the food preparation and service area after use. Properly label all chemicals, as they might be mistaken as salt or seasoning, etc. Read all labels before using the item. Don't use it when in doubt. Never prepare food in an area where repairmen are working. When a repair is being done, cover or put away all food and protect them from contamination. Never use any glass that is broken, as it may contain broken pieces that may contaminate the food or drink. When opening a can, be sure that the can opener is not shredding pieces of tin from the can to the food. Some plastic packages are stapled. Make sure to discard the packaging plastic properly and that the staple wire does not mix with the food. If an aluminum foil is used, remove the foil carefully, ensuring that no single pieces mix with the food. Next is the learning content 16. Objective: define cuisine and related terms. Explain how tradition, ingredients, flavor combination techniques affect cuisine. Identify cuisine according to specialty of food prepared. What defines a cuisine? Word cuisines are defined by traditional ingredients, seasoning, and cooking practices, and evolve within a particular geographic area. Ethnic cuisines, a term often used to distinguish this style of cooking from more familiar foods, is a cultural experience that is difficult to recreate when removed from the nuances of the land, ingredients, and the people that comprise its heart and soul. Traditions. The traditions of food preparation are basis of defining ethnic cooking. Cooking without tradition can be soulless and lack authenticity. Traditions are found in the culture and history of the people and the land. Ingredients. The heart of cooking ethnic or original cuisine is the ingredient found in a particular part of the globe. Many cultures use similar ingredients, but the food combination and proportion ingredients will define and differentiate the preparation from other styles of cooking. Flavor combinations. Many cultures use familiar ingredients, but the defining difference has a lot to do with the species and herbs, food combinations, and proportion of ingredients. Techniques. If ingredients are the heart of technique cooking, tradition techniques are the soul. Today, ethnic ingredients can be procured globally, but the techniques are passed along through the practitioners of the cuisine. These are the types of cuisine: European in Mediterranean in France. Popular dishes: soup à l'oignon, bœuf bourguignon, confit de canard, salad. This was ratatouille, tartine or apple tart.
Popular dishes: tempura, ramen, sushi, sesame, miso soup. Popular ingredients: rice, fish, tofu, pork, chicken, soy sauce, salt, seaweed, ginger, sesame seed, wasabi, sea salt, rice, vinegar, mirin, cucumber, daikon, hatsushi or cabbage, lotus root, azuki beans, edamame, yuzu or citrus. Influences: China. Northwest Africa. Popular dishes: kokustajmin, shakshuka, ketsa or flatbread. Popular ingredients: seafood, goat, lamb, and fish, dates, almond, figs, olives, chilies, cumin, ginger, paprika, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves, and saffron. Fresh peppermint, parsley, and coriander. Influences: Arabia, Turkey, Italy, France. Top 10 international cuisines. First one, Italian. Home of the pasta and the pizza. Italian food is a simple dishes with only a few ingredients but of extraordinary quality. Tomatoes and basil, olive oil, and prosciutto de Parma are typically Italian products. The second one, India. Hot curries and with lots of chili and a side of raita to cool down. Dishes are based on rice and often vegetarian or with the rice food. Coriander, ginger, cumin, cardamom, saffron, and nutmeg favorite flavor maker. Mexican. Chicken, tortillas, gorditas, corn, rice, and beans are the basics of Mexican food. Spice up with lots of chili, cinnamon, cumin, garlic, and onion. Sweet potatoes, peanuts, avocado, guava, tomatoes, and chocolates also find their way into Mexican meals. Turkish cuisine is largely and the heritage of Ottoman cuisine, which can be described as a fusion of and refinement of Central Asian, Caucasian, Middle Eastern, Mediterranean, and Balkan cuisines. Turkish cuisine has in turn influenced those and other neighbors' cuisines, including this of Western Europe. The fifth one, Thai. Stir-fried rice and noodle dishes with lots of vegetable and curry sauces. Chili is widely used as well as the Thai basil, lemongrass, and coconut. The sixth one, Greek. Lamb, seafood, olives, tomatoes, and feta cheese. Greek food consists of pita, gyros, tzatziki, and souvlaki, often served with retsina or ouzo. Garlic, mint, thyme, oregano, and honey are often used as flavor makers. Japanese. You cannot avoid the sushi, but Japanese cooking is so much more. Based on noodles or rice, the Japanese meals are usually made of seafood, tofu, or vegetable. Ingredients are grilled, simmered, keep fried, steamed, dressed, or raw. 8. Chinese. Most meals are served in bite-sized pieces ready to be picked up by chopstick. Basics include rice and noodles. Meat includes every variety known to man. Vegetable, including chilies, are always a part of dishes such as well fish sauce. Here are the types of prevention of cross-contamination. First, to prevent techniques of cross-contamination, demonstrate proper hand washing and maintain personal hygiene at all times. To prevent cross-contamination, follow all sanitation measures that are designed to prevent transfer of contamination food, surface to uncontaminated food, and containers. It is important to maintain separation of clean and dirty items in all workstations in the kitchen from a bar and dining to avoid cross-contamination. Since a food handler can be advised for a cross-contamination, he is expected to strictly adhere to the rules of personnel. Here are some basic guidelines. Maintain good general health. Have regular physical and dental checkups. Do not handle food when ill. Attend to cuts the burn immediately. Keep any burn or break in the skin coverage with a clean waterproof bandage and change it if necessary. Cover the face with tissue when coughing and sneezing and wash hands afterwards. Observe the fundamentals of good personal and dental hygiene. Wash hands after you smoke. Use the restroom. Touch raw foods. Eat, cough, and sneeze. Blow your nose. Handling any dirty includes your apron. Touch money. Touch your face or hair, skin. Comb your hair. Personal hygiene for food handlers. Do not handle food if you have an open wound, sore or cut or burn in your body. These are breeding places from bacteria that can contaminate the food. Do not handle food when you have an sore throat, colds, coughs, and fever. An infection is a sign of an existing virus that can be transferred to the food. Keep body clean at all times. Take a daily shower or a bath at least once a day using soap and water. Also use deodorant. Keep fingernails short, neat, and clean. Long fingernails provide hiding place of germs. Do not use nail polish as it may chip into the food. Wash hair as needed because oily, dirty hair is attractive to germs and dandruff flakes can get into food. Brush teeth often. Includes the number of germs. Wear clean and processed uniform and apron. soiled cloth harbors germs that may be transferred to food. Do not use your apron as hand towel because the apron can become contaminated and possibly transfer germs to the food. Wear the hair retains or covering because you lost 50 strands of hair a day. Avoid excessive makeup, phones, and jewelry as they may get into the food. Cover mouth when constant as germs are set for the white of. Wash your hand after causing or sneezing. Don't touch your hair or any part of your body while handling food because germs are on your skin can contaminate the food. In tasting food, do not use your finger or a spoon that is